From my Fast Wheel EVA Pro with max speed at 13 miles per hour, the EUCs have become faster and more agile, gargantuanly monster-like. Powerful and great torque. Sexy and really fast. Able to leap great distances and have amazingly long range, which is great for group rides. This video is quite personal for me, as one of our fellow riders got seriously hurt a couple years ago, thanks to one guardian angel, Christian, who was by his side throughout the whole ordeal. Our brother is now back in full riding action. The first few minutes post-injury were the most crucial. Having a person readily available by his side made all the difference in the world. An accident can happen at any time. Out of the blue, anything can happen. You could be having a great, wonderful time riding, and bam, you get hit by a side door. No gear, which makes it even worse. Big accident. Now you have injury. Sometimes you could be fully geared and be ready, and then all of a sudden you get in an accident. Sometimes in life, people make poor decisions and they think they're hip and cool, and then they lose control, and then bam, they could be dead or paralyzed. Not only did this guy's helmet prevent severe concussion, but the chin guard of his helmet prevented a hyperflexion injury, which could have severely damaged his spinal cord. Depending on the level and extent of neck fracture, it can affect other parts of the body. The higher in the neck fracture it is, the worse the symptoms and more deadly. Paralysis can be temporary or permanent. It is imperative that you call 911 immediately, and please do not allow the victim to move. Keep the neck straight. Have him lie still, and no moving, no flexion, no extension or turning of the neck. Keep him lying down, flat, and stabilize that neck. Wait for first responders or EMS to arrive. How about when the victim is unconscious after the fall? First and foremost, get him out of harm's way if he is on the road. When moving an unconscious victim, you have to be careful if you are the only one. Two ways are possible. One is by dragging him by the shirt while allowing the head to fall on your forearms, making sure to keep the neck straight. Do not flex or extend the neck. Another way to move the unconscious victim is to drag them by their feet. Make sure their neck is straight and well aligned. Move them out of harm's way. Again, make sure to grab them by their feet and their neck is straight and well aligned. And slowly drag them out of harm's way. Observe the unconscious victim. Watch for chest rise. Listen for breath sounds. Look, listen, and feel. Make sure they're okay and never leave them. If they look like they are about to throw up, make sure the neck is straight as you turn them lateral decubits, meaning underside. Should they throw up, the vomit will not go into their lungs. Keep them underside so the vomit will fall to the side. Another scenario is if your friend lost consciousness and you are certain there is no neck or cervical injury, you can put them in the recovery position where the bottom leg is straight and the top leg is bent. Should they throw up, this will make sure that the vomit falls to the side. Observe the victim, never leave them, and make sure that you call 911 or EMS immediately. While you are observing the unconscious victim, make sure they are breathing. Make sure the lips are pink. Watch for any dusky color in the skin. Feel the warmth of the breath on your hand. It is not uncommon for an airway to become obstructed in an unconscious victim, as the tongue and soft tissues can fall backwards and obstruct the airway. When there is obstructed airflow, there will be no oxygenation. All you need is 5 minutes of anoxia, and you can have permanent damage or cardiac arrest. It is imperative that airway obstruction must be relieved. There are 2 ways to go about this. The safest way is called the jaw thrust technique, especially with cervical injury. Align the index finger at the angle of the mandible, and then basically push the back part of the lower jaw upwards, while the thumbs push down on the chin to open the mouth. When the mandible is displaced forward, this will pull the tongue out of the way and allow airflow. This technique keeps the neck straight and is the best for an unconscious accident victim with questionable cervical injury. Intense pressure at the angle of the mandible, it can be stimulating and painful enough to sometimes even awaken the unconscious victim, or at least enough to stimulate respiration. For a victim with no questionable cervical injury, the head tilt chin lift technique can be used. This will move the tongue and soft tissues out of the way to relieve airway obstruction. Knowing basic first aid when riding can be life-saving.
That is awesome.
Thanks.
This is a very nice skill to learn, to be able to take care of your friend there immediately should they become unconscious. This skill can be learned not only for somebody post-injury, but let's say your friend is drunk, your friend has decreased mental status, and they're predisposed to aspirating. You can use this skill, the recovery position that I mentioned. That is a life-saving skill to learn. And of course, the cervical spine stabilization is also useful. Take care of your buddy, watch for one another. I noticed in my analytics of YouTube that about 80% of the people that watch my video don't subscribe at all, or don't hit like or anything. So I would love to be more inspired if more would subscribe to me. And that's all I ask. I'm not here to make money. I'm just here to inform and hopefully make all of us safe. So please hit that like button and please subscribe. It'll inspire me to make more informative videos. Thanks for watching. Until next time.